My friends, Venezuela is a country that is deteriorating year after year for more than 30 years. The days when Puerto La Cruz welcomed its annual flow of tourists are long gone. Already at that time, in the early 1990s, Caracas was a dangerous city. Most taxi drivers were armed due to the proliferation of armed robberies that occurred there daily. Today, this country, where oil flows freely, is one of the most corrupt countries on the planet. It seems that among its neighboring countries, El Salvador is the only one that stands out in its fight against opiates, street gangs, and other criminals of all kinds. American destroyers and aircraft carriers are at the gates of hell, a stone's throw from Venezuela. Corruption is so endemic that the president of this country is one of the most famous drug traffickers of the hemisphere. If the drug trafficking was only within the country, President Trump would not intervene. But fentanyl is making its way to the USA, killing tens of thousands of consumers annually. It is therefore essential that this trade, which is destructive to the USA, ceases. The man for the job is undoubtedly President Trump. He must now go down it and pursue it to the end, which means annihilating not only the cartels of Venezuela, but also those of Mexico that the Mexican authorities are simply incapable of neutralizing. It seems obvious that Mexico does not have the military equipment nor enough resources to end the supremacy of drug cartels. We must remember this episode during which the Sinaloa cartel put so much pressure on police authorities that they had no other choice but to hand over the son of a notorious drug lord. Add to this endemic corruption that undermines Mexican politics and which neutralizes the efforts made by the Mexican army and police forces. There is no doubt that the US military has established its objectives before anchoring in the waters near Venezuela. Already, without a doubt, they know all of President Maduro's movements, of his acolytes, and even of his millions of militiamen deployed to ensure his safety. Airspace control, including surveillance by satellite, is a clear advantage for the USA. It's high time to neutralize all cartels, and the only country equipped to do so is the USA. Without a doubt, the American army knows perfectly well the exact location of all the cartels, of their greedy and bloodthirsty leaders, their comings and goings, as well as their many supporters. Once in the past, President Trump had offered his help to the President of Mexico in order to resolve the case of the cartels. The President replied that Mexico was able to solve this problem alone. I strongly doubt Mexico's capabilities in this regard. Several videos circulating on the internet confirm the violence, the intransigence, and the irascibility of the cartels, but also of the sympathizer of their adversaries. In one of these videos, the cartel proceeds to eliminate several people present in a shop with open faces. I bet my small change that the Mexican authorities will do absolutely nothing to track down the culprits. Once again, only the USA is able to confront this real army of drug cartels. The fight is likely to continue, but one thing is certain: the loss of human lives will multiply as the clashes risk to be intense. Have a great day.